Welcome, everybody. A new era is upon us. The 100th race, sanctioned by ABN, is tonight. It's the ABN Open Shootout, and we're live. Once again, I'm Carmen alongside me, Kevin Young, to bring you tonight's action. A lot of cars on track tonight. 32, as a matter of fact. Kevin, it's time to go racing once again on Wednesday nights. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good to be back here. It's already been 100 races already. It feels like just yesterday I was joining you in the booth for the Champ Car World Series at Texas. Oh, how the time flies when you're having fun. But we're here for the Gen 4 cars at Daytona. This is going to be quite a fun little treat, especially when iRacing accidentally added it to the game, or sim, because I know someone didn't like it when I called it a game. And it's going to be quite interesting to see a lot of these drivers go around, and you're going to see a lot of different brands as well. Some rocking Fords, some rocking Chevys. We know Prismatic's going to rock up with a Toyota. So this is going to be quite fun for these 10 minutes of qualifying.
Absolutely. We see Jeremy Breo is on track at the moment. We're going to zoom in on him real quick. The reigning and defending ARC's A-Square Cup Series champion. A lot of champions from stock car racing around the iRacing hemisphere in this race tonight, and they'll be in the ABN AdminBoxx Cup Series competition. But it all kicks off tonight with the Open Shootout to kind of walk over things. Obviously, we'll see qualifying going on here. Everyone's got 10 minutes to set qualifying lap times. It also gives us a second to dial things in. But right now, Jeremy Breo on his qualifying run. The first of 2 laps now underway for the 74.
And we know we've seen different strategies come with how you qualify here. We saw it at Talladega. We saw Talladega for the previous week for a bunch of different series. Some like to run the wall to the high side for lap 1. Others like to run the bottom. And different cars obviously yield different results. So we'll have to see what strategy prevails, whether it's better to ride the wall on lap 1, or if it's better to ride the apron, ride the inside line for lap 1 to set up for your money lap on lap number 2.
Absolutely. Obviously, we're going to be dialing things in throughout this race as we watch qualifying unfold here for Jeremy Breo. Pull up his trusty little dashboard. 180 miles an hour. They will touch about 193 here tonight in draft. Winkelbauer, currently top of the board. First driver to set a lap time. Pelletier Sharp goes fastest. Watchorn, Estes, all jump Pelletier Sharp on the board. You see the indication, the driver names with the R beside it. That means that they are a rookie, typically. Not so accurate tonight because Tobias is not a rookie for the Cup Series. Chris Constantinou, not a rookie in Champ Car, but a rookie here in the Cup Series. So obviously we'll see that. We'll be adjusting and fixing things tonight as they come.
Because we're going to be here for 3 weeks of Daytona in this Cup Series. So I hope you got your sun cap ready, because it's going to be a nice little interesting 3 weeks here in the virtual land of Daytona.
Rayo's second lap in the books. Goes top of the board.
Wow, big lap.
Huge lap. Gaiman almost got to it. We'll jump on board. Blake Henderson. Obviously, you see his Champ Car stats. We'll have to update, bring more stock car relevant stats here to the fold while we're watching qualifying. Thank you, Jessimo223, for the follow here on Twitch. We recently got to the 500 follower mark on Twitch. We appreciate the love and support you've been giving us all year long, and really since we started this thing back in November of 2021. Henderson, first lap coming to the books. He's going to run the outside line. We talked about this actually for the ARC's A-Square Cup Series, how different it is, the Gen 4 to the Gen 7 machine. In the Gen 7, first lap's what matters. Gen 4, not the case. It's the second lap that matters, and we're seeing that right now.
Yep. From such a big field, even though no one's going to get bumped here because we're not at the 43 cap for drivers. Yeah.
That's the big thing. There's 52 entries set to make at least one attempt to race this season. 43 spots per race. There might be some races, especially these next couple weeks, where drivers may not qualify.
Yeah. And that's just like the good old days and golden days of NASCAR, where you may show up, you may have a fast rocket, but if you can't make it in, you can't make it in. And you're going to have to try to get back up on your horse and try again for another week.
Again, we'll be trying to update some things as we go along. Obviously, a little bit of latency there for Blake Henderson. But we'll be adjusting things kind of throughout this race. Obviously, getting everything dialed in before the duels and everything kicks off for real next week.
Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing is that you're going to see a lot of drivers from a lot of different series on the family of networks or the family of series on the ABN network. You're going to see some from HTL. You're going to see some from ARC's competition. You're going to see some brewed in from the ABN family of competitions and some from outside that realm as well. So it's going to be quite interesting to see as a melting pot, see who truly can be one of the faster drivers throughout all sanctions of competitions, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. Right now we're looking at the Lilac Sear. Was racing for Bait and Jug competition in the Champ Car Series. Obviously, the information is not quite so correct, even though the Champ Car wins are.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll leave that, but I believe Zier's racing now. I don't know if she's racing for Stepping Stone or for Gear Cats. I'll have to double check on that. Both are Ford teams.
Yeah.
So I'll have to double check on that. Emma Kruger, definitely a Gear Cats entry in this race. And Kruger's in a Ford. And both them are the only ones left to run laps.
Looking at the registration, it looks like Lilac Sear is driving for Slowbird Racing.
That would do it. Again, we're kind of getting caught up here. There'll be 33 cars in tonight's race. This will be the largest grid so far in ABN competition. And this is a race that doesn't award points. It is just for fun, a celebration.
Of the 100 races that have happened on ABN. I'm just looking at some of the manufacturers on this list, and obviously majority are going to rock with Fords, but it's interesting you see some people bringing out the Dodge, the Pontiacs, and even Prismatic bringing out the Toyotas, so it's just a nice mixture of the mid-2000s, late 2000s NASCAR.
The end of the Gen 4, yeah.
Yeah, manufacturing list.
Zier just set a 150.3, but that you saw that lap. It was all outside lane. Now it's hug that yellow line for Zier. Appreciate Aurora showing us the love by giving us a sub. Appreciate that. Everyone in the chat, we appreciate you. We're going to be doing a lot of fun and new stuff here tonight. Stuff we haven't really done in ABN's in-house competition before. This will be the first and only race to have a stage break in it. There'll be 2 tonight.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think the last time
just went P5.
Oh yeah, P5. Honestly, I think the last time ABN ran some kind of stock car series in-house was that Daytona race back in sometime last year, I believe.
It was an unofficial race, yeah.
Yep. Because I know I raced in it. I know you raced in it as well. You had a lot more success than I did, but still a strong performance throughout. And that...
all 33 cars set qualifying times.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet deal. Emma Kruger, 6 Champ Car wins, 12 wins in ABN competition total. We'll go over some of the stats here, because I actually spent some of my time today compiling some stats. 99 races so far. This is race 100. Of those 99 races previously run, Emma Kruger has a lot of the record statistics so far. Most top 5s, most laps run, most miles completed, tied for the most wins. Her and James Pierce both have 12 wins apiece in ABN competition. Emma Kruger, 100% has been really the workhorse. That she's been the metric this first year and a half here in ABN. But she'll be starting at 33rd position. She'll be starting absolutely back of the field here. Sometimes that's by design. And in a race like this, when you're trying to learn as much as you can about a setup you've not run before, not a bad idea.
Yeah, because for some of these drivers in this field, they've probably ran a lot of Gen 4 because a ton of Gen 4 lobbies have opened up and that. For some other drivers, this may be, I wouldn't say the first experience, but definitely an early experience to try this car out. And it's going to handle a lot differently than the current NASCAR that's the Gen 7 or the next gen car, I should say, that's currently out there in the official races. So going to be a bit of a learning curve here for these drivers for the ones that do not have experience to put down some laps.
Absolutely. Working on getting our SDK working again. Gotta love the finicky equipment.
I hate it when that happens. It's great program, but
there is a warm-up session here after qualifying, so we have time to get everything dialed back in.
Yep.
But Emily Howe, front of the field, that is how qualifying is going to end up looking. So give us a second to see if we can get all of this brought back up.
And while you do that, we'll have 10 minutes warm-up. And I honestly would not be shocked if we see at least one pit party here. Because last good practice here. Because you're not going to, obviously, you're not going to bump. Unlike you see in modern-day next-gen cars, you're not bumping per se. You're kind of riding close and getting close to that bumper to try to get a draft. But you're not going to push the car ahead of you to success. Because you just can't do that without...
You're going to be surprised.
Ooh.
You're going to be surprised. So this setup... We're not going to divulge too much about the setup, but for those that have run in Winstone competition, those that are familiar with the E83 flying machines who are making the setups for this series, 100% there is an ability to bump draft in these cars. It's a light bump draft. It's not a
not full lock.
You're not slam drafting like what you would in the Gen 6 or the Gen 7 machines.
Rayo flipped on the backstretch there. But, yeah, let you continue your thought there. Sorry, just saw him take air, which is very an odd thing to see.
10-minute warm-up underway. We're about minute 20 into it. Gives us a chance to see if we can get SDK to work. Again.
So yeah, if you're currently in chat right now, take this opportunity to get a quick little drink. Gotta use the bathroom, do that now, because once this warm-up ends, it's gonna be good goal time for racing. Oh, that's another wreck right there. Big wreck there. Multiple cars involved.
Drivers figuring out the limits quickly.
Mm-hmm. Trial by fire.
Better now than during the race.
Yeah. Now, these drivers do have one fast repair, but obviously you do not want to burn it on lap 1.
Yeah. All right, there we go. We've got our ticker back. Awesome.
And there's another pit party.
So we're going to kind of go over things here, now that we have the ability to. So here's the results from qualifying. Emily Howe, Jeremy Bray, obviously we'll have to fix all this stuff for next week, but Emily Howe for Prismatic Motorsports, top of the board. 49.509 was her qualifying lap time. Jeremy Brayo, John Hagan, Caitlin Height, Lilac Zier, top 5 in qualifying. Then it's Josh Gaiman, Toby Estes, Bryce Saucier, Selena Thompson, Ruby Acosta, Cassandra Winkelbauer, Christina Ryan, the defending national champion for ABN, starting in row 6. The Merrick Watchorn, Matthew Curlin, James Wright, and Tommy Reynolds rounding out the top half of this field. Top 16, that's only half the field. And as we continue to scroll on down, all the way down to 28th, you'll see a lot of big names in that order. Ryan Pinnell, Presidential Racing, one of the owners of ARCS. You have Blake Henderson, one of the owners of HTL. Obviously Taylor Mills Racing, phenomenal sports car racer, making her way into the stock car racing scene. Teammate Leah Noodle there. Both of them taking on stock car racing, a new experience for them. Lily Pautier-Sharp starts 30th. Callie Bajent starts 31st. Catania 32nd. Emma Kruger 33rd. Going to be a very, very fun night here in the open shootout.
Mm-hmm. And already on the backstretch, it's just you want a little peek of what you're going to see. It's on the back, but first we got to get through the track temperature and all that first, though. Can't spoil the fun too quickly.
Absolutely. Obviously, track temp's not going to be too awful big. This, again, we talked about this at the very beginning. This is the new version of Daytona. This is the current version of Daytona. The only time we're going to be running here for the duels and 300 the next 2 weeks, it's on the older, the bumpier surface. Mm-hmm. So there will be a significant difference tonight.
Drivers have to keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
Oh, they're already 3 wide here. Oh, flashbacks.
Don't you love it?
Nostalgia train just hidden like a like a freight train.
Some of the best that we have around in ABN stock car competition, and as you see, quickly finding the limits.
Mm-hmm. I'll take out 4 to 5, but oh, and there go a few more.
So for those that are kind of wondering, right? For those that are kind of, wondering this is the largest ABN field ever. We had 28 cars in Champ Car competition. That was the most we had in Champ Car. That was the most we've had ever. This one takes the cake.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we have 52 entries for this series. So there's even more coming the next couple weeks for the duels and for the 300. This is going to be a very, very, very fun night.
Yeah, I'm already excited for this. I was coming home off work. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Not even racing in it.
Oh, gonna be a very, very, very fun night.
Yeah.
See a little cluster of cars here. As I get things situated, I'm trying to get things caught up here.
Yep, I'm getting some things adjusted for my own end too, so use the warm-up period for that too. Good for the commentators as well.
Uh-oh. Car's getting turned, and there we go.
Yep.
Bad bumps.
Bad bumps can lead to bad dreams.
Okay, to everyone tuning in, we appreciate you spending your Wednesday evening with us here on ABN. We are less than 2 minutes away from the grid up for the open shootout. We'll kind of walk over it. There'll be 2 stages, lap 10, lap 30. And there will not be... The caution laps do not count. So... that'll be an important little note going into this. See if we can ride along with somebody here. We'll see if we can ride along. Well, I should ride along with Christina Ryan.
Yep.
Been a long time since we've seen her on track. Right on board with her new look. National champion. Champion in court. Champion in ABN. Glad to see her back in action. Love it. She's following, I believe that is Caitlin Height. It is the 11 of Caitlin Height. The third Taylor Mills racing machine. In action here. Just kind of give you an idea as to how these cars are going to move around the night. And they will move around a lot. Checkered flag's going to come out. Which means it's showtime. 60 laps, 2 stages. Again, I'm Carmen Sienna alongside me, Kevin Young. It's the open shootout for the ABN AdminBoxx Cup Series. We're glad you're with us for what should be a very fun night. We're going to hear from the top 5 finishers after this race. But how long this race is up to them. 2 stages, laps 10, lap 30.
Could go by in a flash, or we could be here for a little bit. But at the end of the day, hopefully the drivers all have fun.
Starting grid at the on your screen at the moment. There's the first 6 rows. Emily Howe leading the Prismatic Motorsports trio of Toyotas. Only 2 of them tonight. The 83 of Emily Howe and the 6 of Cassandra Winkelbauer. Jeremy Breo, obviously he's listed as Team Sideswipe still on our SDK, but he's part of Presidential Racing now. He'll be alongside in the front row. So 2 champions lead the way tonight. John Hagan, Caitlin Height in row 2. Lilac Sear, Josh Gaiman in row 3. Then it's Estes, Saucier, Selena Thompson, and Ruby Acosta rounding out the top 10. Cassandra Winkelbauer and Christina Ryan rounding out the top 12. And as we go ahead and page right on through, you see the field begin to roll. And oh, does it feel so sweet. Page 2, Watchorn and Curland. Merrick Watchorn, winningest driver in Twiggy Iverson Series competition. He'll be in row 7. Tommy Reynolds, 3-time A-Square Cup Series winner for ARCS, sitting in row number 8. Ryan Pinnell just celebrated career start 450 in ARCS. He'll start in row 9 alongside Nick Pressey. David Wright, Zach McBride in row 10. Blake Henderson, 3-time HTL Cup Series race winner, in row 11 alongside Steven Oberstadt, who just won at Talladega on Sunday. Auris George from the Bahamas, alongside Chris Constantinou from Romania. That rounds out the top 24. Kevin Feemster, Bobby Blowers, they make up row number 13. Row 14, Leah Noodle and Taylor Mills, teammates for TMR in row 14. Row 15, Alfred Denny and Lily Pelletier-Sharp. Callie Bajan, Tristan Catania make up row 16. And row 17 on her own, Emma Kruger, the Belgian-American, will round out the field for Gear Cats. Oh, it's showtime at Daytona. The high banks, the lights are on. Let the sparks fly. The first of 60 laps. It's a new era for ABN competition. Race 100. Pace car will take the left turn onto pit lane on green. Emily Howe leads us underway. The ABN Open Shootout is underway. Three wide on the opening lap. Christina Ryan trying to move to the front.
I was going to say,
with Jeremy Breo.
I was going to say, she was moving like she had a rocket on the back of that car with how fast she was flying. She gained already 7 spots, and she took that middle, and she took advantage. Now she's fighting for top honors here, but still got a little bit ways to go on that high line.
This is magic. At almost 200 miles an hour, 196 out of turn 4. Hagan leads lap 2. Then it's Howe, Height, Sear, Breo, Ryan, top 6.
Saw Ryan jump from high to low there.
Yeah, it's jumped in line. The bottom's where you want to be, where you want to be to find some stability. The outside lane, just like what it was at Talladega on Sunday for the ARC's A-Square Cup Series, is the momentum line. You build that momentum and you get moving, but you don't want to stay there.
Yeah, no. It's kind of like the freeway in real life. You got one passing lane, you got one staying lane, idling lane, and you don't stay in the passing lane for too long. Just because it's not going to be good for you. You're going to get people upset with you. In the racing terms, you're going to have losing pace here. As you can see, that outside line already starting to lose that momentum quite quick.
Remember, they're racing to lap 10. They're racing to the stage break. There's no points on offer, which I think kind of helps so everyone kind of just staying and chilling. You don't want to make moves until lap 30. Lap 30, though, once we get to that second stage break, it may pop off a little bit. Everyone's got a fast prepare at their disposal. No one's needed it just yet.
It was 89.
Yeah, Lilac Sear moving forward. That Mountain Dew live wire machine on the outside lane now.
But yeah, it's also worth noting as well, when we get to stage break at lap 30, drivers are mandatory going to have to take a 4-tire pit stop. So they're also going to have fresh tires. So they're going to have a new lease on life.
This is phenomenal. Coming to lap 5. You wanted to see the very best in ABN competition. We said in our preview tweet, welcome to the new era. This is what the new era looks like. Welcome aboard, everybody.
It's great to be on this ride. As you can see that outside line, get some momentum here. Presley jumps out there to join the high line, and you can see him charge to the front. 83 of Howe.
Emily Howe, one of the very best, making her first official ABN start. Prior to tonight, 183 drivers had taken part in one ABN race. We'll be close to 200 tonight. Shuffling out, that is, I believe, Caitlin Height moving to the front. It is Caitlin Height moving to the front in the 11.
She saw an opportunity, second and running in that line. Wants to go high, thinks that she can clear that 52. It's about getting that momentum. You can just see it starting to conk out a little bit. Going to get a little push here from the 83.
You're going to see slight little taps. You just don't want to push going through the corner.
Yep, don't push the pusher and don't push in the corners.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's ingrained in almost every NASCAR driver on iRacing's memo, no matter what NASCAR you're driving. And it looks like this time by, it's going to be Height leading this lap. And she's almost clear of that 52. She could have the ability to go down, but will she abandon her dancing partner? Will she try to stay the course here? Because you can see Zier in that 89 just being a little bit antsy. Just think about opportunities, because you always got to think 2 steps ahead here. And you can see Gaiman trying to make a third line possibly working as well.
So look for the back. Josh Gaiman, the 61. He's running a little bit of a throwback SEMA. This is what this car was so magical for. It's just such an... This is what a lot of people fell in love with when they fell in love with stock car racing. This style of car, this Gen 4 stock car. And this is what it did. 2 distinct lines, but it's so lively as they begin lap 8. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We love it.
Yeah, it's quite fun to watch. It's almost poetic.
Very poetic. Hagen doing a really good job. A very unknown driver to us here on ABN. But man, he's putting on a show right now, battling with the likes of Hal, Hyatt, Ryan, Acosta. Ruby Acosta's moved up to the top 5.
Yeah, that's a quite gain as well.
Yeah. Really good run so far. Merrick Watchorn up 6 spots. Biggest gainer so far is David Wright up 9.
David Wright and Christina Ryan both up 9.
Yeah. Christina in that fluctuating position because she's on the inside lane right now. But it'll fluctuate between 8 and 9 spots, whereas Merrick Watchorn up 6 and David Wright firmly up 9 spots in the 42.
There's come some big movers as well, but some of the big losers include Saucier as well in the 07, down 11. But obviously, as long as the car is still clean, I don't think he'll take that as a bad. We already see a wall clip the wall. That's a 74 of Breo. Just tap the wall off a 2. Everyone will get around, but he's definitely going to have some right side damage.
Breo, as I said, this is some of the best. They didn't... he didn't knee-jerk it. He didn't pull it down. He kept it up there. He's going to lose a lot of spots. But he's still in the fight, and luckily everyone else still in the fight as well. Great job by Breo there. Being in trouble, but not letting anyone else get in trouble, too. Coming to the white flag in stage 1. Hagen, Ryan Howe, top 4.
Yep. Question is, obviously, no points are on the line. It's just for pride. So you're not going to go too crazy, but I honestly think momentum-wise, some of these drivers definitely want to win stage 1. Could easily give them that momentum. You can see the 80 Zaire, again, got almost shuffled out by the 91 there.
Yeah, people are going to try to shuffle it around. It's all about being in position when this caution comes out. Caution comes out the end of lap 10 when they get to the start finish line.
Aggressive side drafting there. Coming to the line, Game going to try to get all he can get, but coming to the line, it's going to be a photo finish for stage 1. It's going to be height by a nose over Hagen.
And that's how stage 1 ends.
So Ford beats a Chevy at the end of stage 1 here.
That was phenomenal.
Oh, that was fun.
I have no words. I have no words.
It was clean.
That felt good.
It was fun to watch. I think there's no complaints. All field, A star, a gold star for all.
100%. 100%. Well done by the field tonight. We're gonna see, obviously, the leaderboard's gonna cycle because the laps do not count. So as everyone completes laps, it'll cycle through. Caitlin Height catching up to the pace car as the race leader to get us ready for stage 2.
Now, instead of only going 10 laps, they'll get the double that for this stage. It's a natural progression. 10 laps, then double it, and then add another 10 for 30. So 10, 20, 30.
My genius, sometimes it's astounding. Now, that was a really good opening stanza. That was phenomenal. You quickly fall in love with it all over again.
Yeah.
For everyone, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna cut promo. You got something to contribute. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's almost a happy accident that iRacing added these. Well, they already had the cars, but they added the high-powered engines into these things to provide this good racing.
While we're here, for those that are watching that are not already followed, feel free to follow us on Twitch. We'll put a link to our Twitter in the Twitch chat for those that are watching live, and it'll be in the description. It'll be in the YouTube description down below if you're watching this on demand. But we appreciate the support you've given us. 100 races. This is race 100 that we've run in-house in ABN. Obviously, we've commentated and we broadcasted way more. But in-house, as far as like what we've organized and done, this is race 100, and this is an ode to the drivers that have been a part of it from the start, back when we were part of Sidewinder, to Shake and Bake. Obviously, now with our partners with HTL, with Twiggy, with ARCS, obviously, we broadcast with them on Saturdays and Sundays. Everyone chipping in, all the communities taking part here tonight, all of them represented. And it's a magical time. We love it so much. We love our partners. We love everyone that's watching, that tunes in on a regular basis. Thank you all so much for being a part of our journey. This is an ode to the magic that is sim racing.
Yep. Honestly, I wish I could say more, but I think you hit the nail on the head, so it's not much I can kind of retort to that one.
I wish I could, but I need to get a drink, because I did not grab a drink before we started, so I'm going to do that real quick. Obviously, everyone were under caution for the first stage break. 10 laps went completely clean, and it was magical. We're going to see 20 more here coming up for stage 2, so don't go anywhere. It's the ABN Open Shootout, the beginning of the ABN AdminBoxx Cup Series.
And those that are still subscribed, or subscribed to the channel, I should say, you'll get ad-free coverage and you'll be able to see continuous broadcasting right here. And if you're watching this on Race Replay, then obviously you'll get no ad, but still you get to watch the full access here. So lights, I believe, are out on the pace car. Yes, they are. So we should be going green this time by for the next 20 laps.
That is correct. I now have drink in hand, so my throat's not going to be screaming for help at the end of this one.
Hooray!
33 cars.
All still running.
Yeah. Some people took pit stops there in stage 1. Others did not. Pit stops are mandatory during stage 2's break.
Mm-hmm.
So
there are 4 tire sets available to the drivers, so not like they're going to run out anytime soon.
It's Height, Hagen, Howell, Acosta in the top 4. Then Merrick Watchorn, Lena Thompson, David Wright, Toby Estes, Ryan Pinnell, Josh Gaiman, top 10. From there, pick your favorite driver, because they're going to be wheel-to-wheel, door-to-door. As the green flag comes back out, stage 2 is underway, and away we go here at Daytona. And this is magic.
Mm-hmm.
Hagen slotted in behind Howell. Did not have a lot of help there on the outside lane. And now it leaves David Wright on his own.
Shows the name of the game. Sometimes you just got to be selfish here.
Yeah, 100%.
Saw the open hole, how to take it. You can see the 42 right, though. That STP car.
Yeah.
Gonna try to take the momentum.
Outside lane. I know we have not done a great job of showing which car is which car, but John Hagen's in the National Guard, the 2007 KC Mears machine.
Mm-hmm.
David Wright in the 42, the STP car, reminiscent of the Richard Petty car, run in the 90s.
Or John Andretti.
Or John Andretti, obviously late 90s, early 2000s. Ruby Acosta in the white and pink and black machine, third in line on that outside lane. So, Ruby Acosta, first official ABN start for her. Part of Queen's Design. That team coming into the ABN competition full. Obviously, we get to see them both tonight, and we get to see them on Sunday in the Hyper GTP series. Callie Bajan also part of that team, as is Paige Morton, and obviously we're not going to see her tonight, but Mia Rose, also a part of that team on the ABN competition side of things, as that team competes across multiple disciplines.
Ooh, and you can see right there, second line of the 52 got a little bit
figuring
pushed
things
up.
out a little bit more now. A little bit more testy on the side drafting. You're going to see that development as this race goes on.
David Wright did not feel comfortable, instantly saw an opportunity to go low and took it, and now the 52 is going to slot back. So it's not really been the big gain the 52's wanted. As off restart, he slotted into the 3rd position, now slotting in to 7th position, and if he's not careful, he may slot into 11th if the trends continue. But obviously, the outside line gets momentum. I feel like that 52 is going to jump high as we're still riding aboard here with a 40. Just being the first car on that train, on that high line, just doing it ever, they can go to the front.
Yeah, Ruby Acosta, she's trying her best right now, but there's just not a lot of help. Everyone at this point very much willing to kind of just sit and ride at the moment. Everyone's still very much figuring out the process. You see Chris Constantinou, the Romanian driver in the 57, joined this last minute. Did not have an official paint scheme ready. So they're running a very default paint scheme tonight in that 57. Obviously, you see John Hagen in the 52 kind of being shuffled back a little
accident.
bit.
Accident in the back. A couple cars involved. It was, I think, Christina Ryan.
We'll look here and see.
Yep, it was.
No cautions thrown. iRacing cautions are enabled
Yeah, it was off the fender. I'm trying to see it myself here.
So no caution thrown. It was covered in the driver's meeting that admins or series officials will not intervene and throw cautions in this race. If iRacing doesn't throw it, it will not be thrown.
Yep, she got a little bit tangled with the 83.
Emily, how?
Yeah, 3 wide going into the back there, and end up taking the 36 with, and they both were sideways, so I'm kind of shocked, and backwards, so I'm kind of shocked iRacing didn't throw that one. 2 cars, but I guess off the racing line, we choke on.
Rest of the field, however, single file, as you see a couple cars coming in. I believe that is Curlin that we see coming in pit lane. Yeah, the Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. But we stay green. Lap 17 to 60. Curlin will go 1 lap down.
And here you can see Ruby Acosta right there, the 83 as well, and the 70, Emma Kruger. All kind of choke back to the front here, use that high line. No matter what's, either you're in officials or host races or whatever, you're going to see drivers always taking that high line or trying to make it 2 or 3 wide, no matter what circumstance, even if it's more beneficial to ride. And there goes the 52 as well, jumped that high groove. But Kruger going to jump back low. There's also another jumper down there as well. So again, not good for the 52.
Stuff so far.
Mm-hmm. It's going to come up here on the 36 again. Going to take 2 laps down for the Romanian driver. Just see him on the back here on the top right. Oh, there's an accident in the back. You're going to see it right now, taking multiple cars involved. Presley almost goes airborne. 1 car on its side there. And that's going to be the first caution of, technically, yeah, first caution of the night.
First caution for an accident, yeah.
Yes. Second caution, first caution for an accident. And I kind of wonder, even though it was a little bit before they caught the lap down of the machine of 36, I do wonder if maybe that played possibly a part. We'll have to wait and see how the replay plays.
I see John Hagan, obviously a part of it. We'll take a look here. Let's see, Curlin's already in the outside lane here. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm hearing chatter about inside lane stopping, so we'll see.
Oh no, that's below Curlin.
Ah.
Oh, it's like Winkelbauer got turned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Winkelbauer very much got turned there. Let's see, I think Winkelbauer got turned by Pressy. Pressy was pushing in the corner. I believe is how we're going to end up seeing this. Give us a second to get a good look.
Yep.
We'll actually take a look on board with Pressy here. This is about as close as we can get for Pressy's bumper. On board with him. And you see, he's just going to not check up fast enough and just runs Winkelbauer over.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously everyone else catching up into this, and there's nowhere you can really go on that.
Yeah, for some, they were coming about 190, and if the track's blocked, there's really nothing you can do.
Luckily, he's got a fast spur. He's trying to limp back to pit lane.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, caution laps do not count, so...
Ryan in pit lane getting repairs as well.
Of that earlier incident.
Yeah. First major incident of the evening took place on coming to lap 18. started by a chain reaction with Cassandra Winkelbauer and Nick Pressey, and ended up collecting almost 14 cars. They got bailed out by that Fast Bear Night. They won't have that in the season.
Nope.
So very much a know when to hold them situation. Luckily, so when the caution laps do not count. You'll see that the lap counter, it'll go back down to 18 here. The caution laps not counting prevents cars from going a lap down for accidents.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, John Hagan. No, that's not John Hagan. I believe that
that's the 52.
was. Is that the 50?
Yeah, it's
I
the
thought that was
National Grid
Saussure. I thought that was Saussure. I thought it was the.
Also running similar paint schemes, but no, Saussure's in the green and black. That he's currently on the backstretch going through 3. Yeah, that was the 52.
Maybe I'm wrong. So many blue and yellow cars.
I mean, look at this field. You're sometimes new numbers, new faces, new schemes. You're just like, that's a car. That's a number.
We have a lot to learn tonight in this week, so a lot to study. And it's going to change again in the duels.
And probably by we get to the main portion of the race, definitely have the numbers and names down. It's just.
So it's Katie Height, Emily Howell, Merrick Watchorn, Ryan Pinnell now in the top 4. Wright and Saussure, when they cross the line, their laps will be reset, so we move to the end of lap 18. So they're catching up to the field now. There we go. Again, stage 2 ends on lap 30.
Is going to take the hard right.
And away we go.
I see a couple cars jumping to the inside lane. That's really going to put a thorn in that 83 of Emily Howe, as she's going to have no support coming for a while here. As it's really separated here, as that top 5 has gotten a little bit of a cushion to the 57 and the rest of the pack.
Running board with Ryan Pinnell here as the rest of the field begins to catch up.
Coming like banshees.
See Ryan Pinnell. We see that's from the mirror cam. That's what he's seeing out that rear window.
Oh.
And it can be very hairy at times.
Got to have your head on a swivel to a degree if you don't have a spotter in your ear.
You see how much he's hugging that yellow line, too. Gives off it a little bit so he can arc it down. Try to find himself some space.
I mean, it won Jimmy Johnson the 06 Daytona 500, hugging that bottom. But here we got to move to the front here. Watchorn saw an opportunity to take a run and is going to jump to the high side. Going to get some help here from the 83 of Emily. And he's going to be well clear. Question is, will he jump down? He will in that 91, so he will jump to the bottom.
He's going to want to work with Height a lot here. Former teammates in HTL for a brief period of time for Arrowhead Racing. Watchorn.
Oh, and Height. Going to do the reversal of fortune.
Yeah, Height wants that race lead. Kaylin Height, a race winner in the Hyper GTP Championship on Sundays. Current championship leader in the prototype class. Have not seen her race too much in ABN competition. We see her every Monday in HTL. But obviously a big night for her here. And you see that massive car is going down the back straightaway.
Yep. And a few faces we haven't said much of. Tommy Reynolds in that 7, that Ryan Newman-inspired scheme. Up there in 4th position.
Yeah, don't sleep on Tommy Reynolds. 2021 Arrowhead 500 winner. 3-time ARCS A Squared Series winner.
Current points leader in the A Squared Cup Series.
Yeah. Very confident drivers up near the front of the field here. Hyatt, Watchorn, Howell. Height, points leader in the HTL Cup Series. Watchhorn, points leader in the Twiggy iRacing Series. Reynolds, points leader in the RX-8 Square Cup Series.
A lot of points leaders up front,
Yeah.
and then you got experience and points leaders up front. Even Ryan Pennell in that 12.
Stanley Howell, part of the E83 Flying Machines, who make the setups for this series.
There's the 52 going a lap down here. Obviously, could not fix that car completely, or didn't have that fast pair selected. Maybe accidentally burned it as he's just limping it around here, hoping to get get to the end of the stage to get more of that fixed. And it's also worth noting, you can see kind of two packs forming here. You got that main pack we're watching, and then a little bit back, you got the pack led by that 66 of Callie Bagnet, who's kind of leading the second. Bagent, thank you. First time seeing the name, so had a 50-50 shot. But anyway, she is leading that second train there with the 74 at Breo, the 94 at Presley, the 07 Associer, and a few others. Kind of just maybe riding it out to the stage.
Doing the lap 24 of 60. Again, stage break comes at the end of lap 30. Big fight feel here in Daytona. First 3 weeks will be here. Next week, it's qualifying in the duels for the ABN Daytona 300. Keep your eye out for that.
I mean, it's a very messy schedule I got for virtual commentary. I mean, I got to go Daytona to New Jersey, or, well, Delaware for Dover, then go back to Daytona, then go back to Kansas, then go back to Daytona. Gonna get a lot of virtual flyer miles.
And that's before you throw in champ car races at Texas, and obviously Atlantics will be at Chicago. Hyper GTP will be at Road America. You got a crazy schedule. I got to fly all the way across the Midwest.
Gonna see a lot of flyover states.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We do a lot of stuff here on ABN. There's a lot of traveling, a lot of virtual traveling going on. 6 to go in stage 2.
Oh, car clipped the apron. That's a 70 of Kruger, and she saves it. Oh, that was almost hairy.
And she didn't even really lose a lot of time. Stayed in it and still in this lead pack. Really good job by Kruger. 12-time race winner in ABN.
Oh, and she just gave the 57 a little tap there.
Yeah.
They need to settle it down just a tad. Want to get to the end of stage. They're going to catch the 36 here. A Baggin. Ah.
Everyone got around. That was Matthew Curlin going a lap down.
Yep, Curlin, you are correct. And still, not much has changed out front. It's still Hyatt and Watchhorn.
Two very distinct lines here.
And honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if we see a third lane before the end of this thing, at the very least.
You'll see some people be desperate and try that third lane. Yeah.
It's risky, but it's not going to see often. Ooh, Hyatt gets just a little squishy squish. That's lap 27. Honestly, watching some a little bit back is a bit of a risk-reward situation, because if you're the 42, going high in that corner is not a bad thing per se, but when it comes late in the race, push comes to shove, and that's going to be a caution. I'll have to hold that thought, as it looks like it was for someone. Mine. Maybe that was the 6.
It'd be Vinkelbauer again.
He is currently getting caught by the pack, and I'm not seeing anything else worth noting in the log.
It's not Vinkelbauer. She's all right.
Okay. Oh, Toby Estes. I'm hearing EOL chat, so I think it may have been Toby Estes.
See what happens here with him. He may get turned here.
Yeah, I was in the second pack, I guess.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah, there we go. And it was Vinkelbauer that got a piece of it. Yeah. Not a lot of people are going to pit here.
No, because stage breaks like 4 laps late, and that's a mandatory pit stop, so zero reason, unless you have damage and want to get it fixed up real fast. No reason. So the 52 is going to get their lap back. Going to have to quickly get over here so they can let them pass high here. And Tobias has pulled it behind the wall. So he will be the first casualty here tonight.
Give me a second. I think he needs a wave around here.
Asking.
So while Carmen debriefs some of the drivers here, as she is also doing a lot of the controls behind the scenes, you're going to see the 52 get their lap back, or at least one of their laps back, and they'll be waved around the pace car here.
52, where you at?
All right. So John Hagan's going to he's going to make a pit stop here.
So you can see a bunch of cars coming in, fixing up the cars here, obviously, before the stage break. Use the opportunity to even maybe top off fuel as well. So basically service their cars. But as you can see, there's our lead drivers, Caitlin Height and Watchhorn, still 1-2. With Emily Howe, Tommy Reynolds, and Ryan Pennell, your top 5. The lights are out on the pace car here. We will be going green this time by, as you'll see them get all bunched up here. Have few laps here for the stage end. So when we go green here, it is going to be 4 laps to the break. Quite a showdown here to finish. Again, Caitlin Height, Merrick Watchhorn, front row, with Emily Howe and Tommy Reynolds in the second row, and Ryan Pennell and Joshua Gaiman in row number 3. They'll make up your first, well, I was going to say first 3 rows, but looks like it's actually David Wright on the outside of Ryan Pennell, with Gaiman and Alfred Denny in row number 4. Guys are going to come up here and take the hard left, I should say, right from my perspective, into the pit lane. And green flag in the air, and away we go to the stage break. And Caitlin Height gets a good jump. Not going to give much room for Watchhorn to jump on in. So side by side here, lap 28. Momentum based, no help coming really on that outside line, so it's going to be up to Watchhorn and Reynolds. What's going to happen? Padel will join. 3 on the outside, 2 on the inside. Pack should catch. Is riding on board here with a 12. But really nowhere really take this. And you can just see from that angle right there, that side mirror shot. He's going to jump on in quick there. Close the gap on game and going to take back to the inside. Here comes the cavalry as we're coming to lap 29. Caitlin Height, 1 car clear of both lanes. She'll have free choice to do what she needs, but obviously she's probably going to hug that bottom line like her life depends on it.
A lot of friends on that inside lane right now. We'll see how it evolves for the next 4 miles.
Ooh, Tommy Reynolds gets a little pushed out there, trying to scrub off a bit of speed so he doesn't mow down the 91. But here we come off of 4, ready to start the white flag lap of the stage. A little bit argy-bargy in the back with that Pennzoil machine as we're starting the white flag lap. Caitlin Height still leading the way. Does the Twinkie driver have anything? 83 of Emily Howe. Thought about jumping high here. Probably going to get a good push here to try to use the charge. Will she stay loyal or will she jump? Outside line is dissipating, coming off 3 and 4 here. Howe going to jump out there, wrecking in the back. That's the 18 is Sharp and the 22 Alfred George, and that's going to be a caution.
And that's going to end the stage.
I assume this is going to end the stage.
Yes, it will.
Caution laps don't count since it was the end of the stage. We're on currently lap 30. I'm going to guess this will be stage end.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to communicate that, so give me just a second to communicate that to them. You can go ahead and cover here.
Yep. So Caitlin Height will win stage 2. That is the end of the stage. Heard from Race Control, heard from Carmen.
Should have gotten a lucky dog last time, and then I got a passing under yellow because someone else got it, and I have not served it because I'm not good.
Oh, and there goes David Wright.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Taking the road course, or just got a little bit looped there. So we're going to see, obviously, for the viewers at home, this is the end of stage 2, so all drivers will have to make a mandatory 4-tire pit stop. So everyone will be coming in this time by to pit. Here comes everyone. Peeling on in, 4 tires. So seeing all the drivers, well, finishing up their pit stops here. Everyone will come on out. Basically rejoining everyone. Basically keeping their same spots, because everyone had basically the same pit stops times. We're still getting Mortosaurus, so please bear with us here, but just know pit stops have occurred. We're just waiting to get the rest of the order here shaken up and jumbled. And we'll bring you 30 more laps here at Daytona. So Carmen should be rejoining us in the booth in about a couple seconds here. Welcome back. Yep. I did the best I could.
Green flag rolling. It's Height Howell leading the way. Watchhorn leading the outside lane.
As we've seen, that outside line is momentum laced. And Watchhorn going to get clear here, going to jump instantly low. Got to do that quick because that outside line will lose momentum quite quickly. Reynolds going to try to aggressive side draft. This time by lean to the line, it's going to be Watchhorn just by a hair.
The longest stage of the race.
Mm-hmm. It's also the money stage. Even though technically no points are on the line, whoever wins this stage is going to win the trophy. And they're 3 wide in the back there. Just behind that orange Presley machine, and they're going to be squirrely just a bit. Presley going to get ping-ponged into the wall. But we stay green as he's the only car. He is now going to take the hard
That is the
right
63 at Selena Thompson that was forcing it through that situation. Still forcing it. Thompson gets turned.
And David Wright's involved. They will still stay green. It's only 2 cars in that.
And they end up correcting it.
Yep. So the aggression's been turned up to 11.
Forcing a 3-wide move too early. That was not ready there for Selena Thompson.
The learning experience, though.
Yeah, very much so.
Aggressive side draft by the 7.
Watchhorn in the lead with Reynolds now in second. Reynolds leading the outside lane. David Wright on the second outside.
Mm-hmm. With
then Ryan Bennell.
And Jeremy Brao
Yeah, Brea's moved to the front again.
He was up there early and then had that little incident where he clipped the wall, and he's been riding in the back. And now, as we've seen with plate races in A-squared competition, he likes to ride back and then come back up towards the front near the end. Name of the
Biggest
game
gainers in this race, Callie Bajan 23 spots, Emma Kruger 23 spots.
Mm-hmm.
Watchorn still leads over Height, Reynolds, and Howe, and David Wright sitting in 5th.
It's like watching a game, like a game of strategic chess here. Still plenty of laps go away from the finish, but you can't wait till the very end to really make a move. You can make a move easier in these cars than you can do in the next-gen cars, per se, to get to the front. But you still can't wait to the last minute, especially a short, like a more narrow track here of Daytona than at Talladega, where it's a little bit more breathing room, per se.
Reynolds beginning to fall backwards. That outside lane beginning to disintegrate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see that ebb and flow, obviously, in this run.
What that outside line needs is someone to jump to the high side again to get that charge going again, whether it be Gaiman, the 83s, and we do see a little bit of a stack up just in the back there. They'll keep it pointed. Oh, well, not so much. Tommy Reynolds gets swept. The 66, David Wright also involved, and the 66 is going to ping pong to the left side of the track there. Take one more car with. I think that's... Actually, I'm not even 100% who that was, but they were also involved as well. 4 cars involved in that incident, with Reynolds and Selena Thompson, Reynolds and the 66 of Callie getting the biggest licks of that. That caution comes out with 25 to go here. Are going to take pit stops here. Some to fix damage, others maybe to top off or take a tire advantage. Still trying to sort things out here in the running order. So yeah, for those kind of wondering why we're having a little interruptions there, Carmen is trying her very best to do race control stuff along with broadcasting. And in those regards, she is obviously switching off to do some quick relay here. But 4 cars involved in that previous caution. Callie in the 66 was one of the main licks in that incident, along with the 42 with David Wright. But 25 to go here. Not much has changed up front per se. It's still Watchorn Height, 1-2. Emily Howe in third, with Ryan Pinnell and Emma Kruger rounding out your top five.
Yep, more in the race control hat tonight.
So lights out on the pace car here. You'll be going green this time by. And as they run, it's be Watchorn Height, row 1, with Howe and Pinnell in row 2. Kruger and Breo, row 3, with Chris in the 57 in row 4, along with Lilac Zaire. That'll be your first 4 rows.
Yep, Chris Constantinou and Lilac Zaire in row 4.
I took one look at the name, and I did not want to butcher it that bad, so...
Well, I'll get you a list of notes here for this shootout. Or not for the shootout, but for the duels.
Yep. So Pacer going to take the pit light into the pit lane here. And green flag in the air, and away we go with 24 laps remaining. Oh, Carmen, they needed black flag clear as well.
For who?
They couldn't let it pass go. Presley and Wright came on the mind. I think Reynolds as well. Because the 25 didn't catch, I believe is what they're saying.
That should have cleared it all.
Yeah, I saw it on the bottom of the screen. So, clear that to go, and away we fly.
High on the outside lane, watch one on the inside lane. Take a second here. We're on board with Emily Howe. Pole sitter in this race. On the inside lane behind Merrick Watchorn.
Oh, is the 3 wide? We're going to have to cut that. As the 41 has got some air. And that's a big wreck in the back. So I'm going 3 wide in the 1. And you can just see the carnage. Blake Henderson involved. Joshua Gaiman involved as well. James Wright possibly involved.
Okay, find out what happened here.
See 3 wide just ahead there. And it's a little bit higher up, but you can just see a lot of the cars going into 1 had nowhere to go. That's going to be curtains for Tommy Reynolds.
See if we can get a look from Taylor Mills' perspective. Taylor's 4 is a 3 wide situation here. Trying to get pushed 3 wide. There's Constantinou. Yeah, that move was never really on. Just not enough space there.
And multiple cars at that point just like had nowhere to go. Going 190 to 1.
Yeah.
A lot of good cars going to be torn up. Some still have fast repairs. Others will not. We'll have to eat the damage clock. Try to get back in this thing.
Henderson, I don't believe we're going to see Henderson much of this. See if we can see Elvis George here.
Yeah, because...
Yeah, Elvis is at the very end of this.
He's even having some replay issues as well. And there's the tail end of what he got collected in.
Christina Ryan says avoidance of the year, and obviously you're going to see it here. Ronald Boyd will actually go from turn 3 because it was a bit hairy all the way back. Obviously, car's not 100%. That's Acosta on the right side. James right on the inside on the left. Christina sees it coming. Avoids all of the melee. Phenomenal job of Christina Ryan.
I'm back to live shot here.
Honestly, I'm going to have to do more race control duty, so I'm going to have to spill it away for a second.
Mm-hmm. As Carmen does that, we'll try radio showing this, basically.
Pressy gets lucky dog. Pressy, go ahead and take your lucky dog position.
So Nicholas Presley will get the lucky dog here. So that'll be waved around the pace car.
Anyone need penalties cleared before I go back to broadcast? Going once, going twice. So, let's have some green flag laps, everybody.
As Carmen gives some words of encouragement.
It's not a complete behind-the-scenes look, because we're blinking in and out, obviously. Mm-hmm. Because, obviously, there's a lot of iRacing menu stuff that I don't want to really pollute the screen with. But, here we are. Christina Ryan's going to end up inheriting the race lead. Yeah, a unique race for a unique celebration. Appreciate everyone that's being in here tonight and being a part of this with us. 100th race in-house in ABN. Almost on the year-and-a-half anniversary. 18-month anniversary of ABN. So, we appreciate the support you've given us from day one. So thank you. It's Christina Ryan, Emily Howe, David Wright, Merrick Watchorn, and Lilac Zier in the top 5.
You maybe want to be ready on black flag clears. Sharp and Kruger are probably going to get black flags.
Got it.
Same with Callie. So anyway, we are away here. We are underway as Christina Ryan leads the train here. With Emily Howe in tow.
And they are hooked up and gone.
David Wright instantly did not want to stay on the high line. Instantly going to jump low. Knew the momentum was gone. But there goes Merrick. Take the high line here. Wright going to follow. And now that inside line is not going to have much support behind it till that 38 can get closer of Oberstadt. And that Bluey machine. I haven't seen out a race car in a bit.
A lot of fans of this race car.
As they're going to come down. Ooh, Sosa are going to hang to the wall here. They're all going to scurry around. Is there 3 wide in the back? The 41, the 6, the 38. The 41's going to take the lumps here. Taylor, you're going to jump. Well, thought was going to jump to the low here. Still going to be side by side. That's where push comes to shove. Trying to find real estate. Merrick in the 91 going to jump to the lead. Oh, as the 89 gets a little push there. Looks like here.
Yeah, Lilac tried pinching that middle lane and it did not work. That was Caitlin Height that forced Lilac wide, and there's a huge crash.
Yep, that's David Wright. That's the Blue Machine of Steven Overstott. 2,
and there
3.
they go again.
57 involved. Zach McBride, Leia Noodle, James Wright. We'll take a look at the replay here, and I'm going to guess
that's just a really bad bump from David Wright and the Merrick Watchorn. Turn Watchorn around. Wow. Yeah, let's see. We'll run on board here with David Wright because he took a massive lump here. It's a really bad bump there for Merrick on the tri-oval. You can't do that in these cars.
Mm-hmm. Like, he knew it as soon as he hit the bump, because as soon as he said on the radio calls, he said, my bad, because he knew. Not what you need to do. Take one more on board shot here. You're just going to see. Boom. Uplift of the car, and at that point, he got ran over. At this point, he's a passenger. It's back to live action here. Henderson's going to need his flags cleared. He got spun in the pit lane. While Carmen goes and does race control duties again, we travel back to a radio show with 19 to go here.
Who needs clears?
For those who are sticking with us, obviously, for the 100th ABN in-house race for the ABN Open Shootout. We're thankful you for joining us here. I am Kevin Young, and Carmen Hardy's currently putting out fires in the doing the officialing right now, and she will be joining us again relatively shortly. But again, if you're here, thanks for all that's tuning in. Hopefully, we can find the remaining 20 laps here, well, technically 19. We had some good, clean racing. Top of the field right now, obviously with the accident taking a few cars, I would say out of contention, but with that bad bump on the inside line, took a few cars up that top front. In the back, currently we got Ryan, Emily Howe, Christina Ryan, Emily Howe, Caitlin Height, Jeremy Breo, and Cassandra Winkelbauer rocking your top 5. Obviously that'll come a bit more official when you line up for the 1 to green here, as obviously with pace laps not counting, it can kind of mess up timing scoring just a tad. Lights are out on the pace car here. We'll be going green this time by. We'll be coming back to live action here in 3, 2, 1. And it's going to be Christina Ryan, Emily Howe front row with the 11 of Caitlin Height, and Jeremy Bro lining up in row 2, and Cassandra Winkelbauer and Lilik Zaire in row 3. Taylor Mills and Ryan Pinnell making up row 4. Pace car going to take the hard left into the pit lane. And we will be back green here at Daytona. And Ryan going to get a great jump here. And the 83 going to jump down. And they're going to link up here.
And an immediate caution.
Oh.
Do I want to know?
I'm not seeing...
It's for Constantine.
Thank you. So I'm not seeing anything on the timing. So Constantine is the caution. Take a look here.
Not going to be a lot to see, I don't think. Yeah, it's not a lot to see because it was coming to the green.
Yep, there's Nicholas Presley tapping the wall just a tad. Yep, a little bit hard to call on that one, but yep, take a word on that one.
I can't even really hide iRacing anymore at this point. Back-to-back cautions are not fun.
Mm-hmm.
So apologies, everyone. We're entering scuff territory.
People want to just jump as soon as they can. So.
Yeah, everybody some better luck.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was not involved in the caution.
Kind of curious as to why we haven't caught the pace car yet.
No one's accelerating through it, I think.
I may have some people.
So we're still sorting things out here.
No. I'm saying maybe that's why some people are in a hurry. I don't really know.
No, I'm staying with you.
Hey, I stayed, was right behind the pace car, and I thought I should have got a wave around when we got this, and I didn't get it. Now I'm behind it.
So we'll get the wave around here. We got the lights out on the pace car. Obviously, with the caution lights not counting, we've had to do a little extra sorting here. And as Carmen said, a little bit of a scuffed broadcast. But hopefully we can get some good green flag running here. As pace car is going to take the hard right here into the pit lane.
Alrighty, here we go.
They're going to need some more clears, by the way. Just be on the call for that. All right. As Ryan goes away here, gets the jump. 83 going to jump on in. Similar to what we just saw in the previous restart. Almost a bit of deja vu. Breo going to jump in as well. Leaving Lilac Zaire, the only car, hanging on that highest groove. Just trying to do whatever she can. But she's going to need someone to jump out to go ahead. Gamer going to jump out, going to try to make that move on the outside here. Or at least to get around Kruger, possibly.
Christina Ryan started in 12th position, I believe. Started 12th, ended up back at the very tail of the field after being spun out early, but has made her way to the front. Coming to 17 laps to go.
One of those drivers have been an aggressive mover here. Since the drop of the hat. Breo going to jump out of 4th in line. Pole's going to instantly close. The 6 is going to take it. So now Breo's going to have to train out on the outside here. Got Zaire, Gaiman, and one more car helping in the back there.
It's Kruger.
Thank you. It is Kruger. Hey. Actually, I did that as Sharp, because Kruger's on the inside.
Oh, yeah. Similar cars, but different.
Yeah, that's what threw me off, too. But anyway.
Connie in the mix. Ryan in the mix. There's Hal. This inside, the front 4 and the inside are insane. Really, front 5. Because it's Ryan, Hal, Height, Winkelbauer, and Kruger. And then you have Breo, Zier, Gaiman, and Watchorn on the outside lane, as well as the 18 of Pelletier Sharp.
Mm-hmm.
The inside line's got more momentum right now. They've got 3 cars out in front.
And I don't see any of those 3 cars pulling out to the outside lane anytime soon. Not with at least 5 to go.
Alrighty. Been a wild third stage, but we're down to 15 laps to go. It's going to get a little bit more hairy. You see Catania trying to make something happen. 6 car in line on the inside lane. That black number 48. There's Hagen in the 52. I believe that's the 12 of Ryan Pinnell also in line.
You are correct.
As well as Oberstadt and Bajent at the very tail end of this pack. 15 cars in this group. Bajent trying to move around. I believe that's Blake Henderson just off the draft.
Yep. Henderson's got no support back there.
He's got a little bit of draft, though. He may be able to stay with it, but it's very close. The more that inside line checks up, the better it helps him a little bit here. But I think he's just fallen out of the draft.
Yeah, time and scoring. He's now down to 2 seconds, and it's falling. It's plummeting, so he's going to need some help to get back in it. With 13 to go, it's still Ryan, Howe, and Height.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 on that inside.
Brayo and Zero working together, though. Don't ignore that outside lane. A lot of champions in this top 15.
Mm-hmm.
Christina Ryan, 2022 ABN National Champion. Brayo, 2022 ARC's A-Squared Cup Series Champion. Caitlin Height, HCL Cup Series points leader. Watchhorn, 2021 Twiggy RC Series Champion. And then you have a lot of race winners.
Even got the
Gaiman,
52.
Pelletier Sharp, Kruger, Emily Howell, Oberstadt, Bajan. A lot of race winners in this top 15 battling for it. 5 manufacturers in this group as well. Chevrolet, Toyota, Ford, Dodge, Pontiac. Which one comes out on top in the first official stock car race in ABN? We're coming to 11 laps to go. Retirement for Taylor Mills. Technical failure for the 41.
Correct.
But her teammates still sitting in this lead group, that digitally fresh number 11 for Caitlin Height.
Yeah, we're going to catch lap down vehicles here. 42 of David Wright, and then up the road a little bit more is the 63 and the 94. So we'll have to play a little bit of a limbo here.
They've got a lot of momentum. They should all get clear down the back straightaway, and they will. David Wright gives a very wide berth going to turn 3. Both prismatic cars in this race. Still running. A little bit of push-to-pusher action between Catania and Kruger. Zier got pushed wide, but stays in it.
Mm-hmm. Want to do that this late. Oh, look how close is 74 side drafting.
That was not great for Selena Thompson there, but they somehow made it through.
You could put a penny between the two of them.
Believe Bajan's beginning to lose the draft here.
Well, they are, I should say.
Everyone giving space as they lap Nick Pressing. Pressie'll try to fall in line. Maybe a life vest for Bajan, but it may be too far back there. These cars are going almost 206 miles an hour.
Gaps
3 wide. Watchhorn had to back out of it. Kruger gets turned, and Oberstadt's in it.
Yep, and that will be a caution. And that may be curtains for Oberstadt. And as for Kruger, car definitely got a little bit of a lick here.
Catania just not giving enough space to the 70. We saw pushing the pusher between Catania and Kruger, and that time it bit.
It bit hard.
Field's frozen at 9 laps to go.
Sorry about that.
Selena Thompson is the free pass recipient. You will get the free pass in a couple laps here.
Sure about that? I was in front of her when the coffee came out. Yeah, because she got money because I had to slow up for the wreck.
I need a black flag too.
So we're sorting this thing right now.
Doesn't mean you're involved in a wreck, which means Selena would be lucky dog.
Selena Thompson is presumably going to get the wave around here in the lucky dog, and she will be on the lead lap again.
That's also just what the F2 says, so.
It's going to be her or David Wright, but it looks like it's going to be Selena Thompson. Obviously, these cars do have 100% fuel capacity. I don't think we're at any real risk of running out, but these with caution laps not counting, they have done a lot of pacing here tonight. It's always the concern the fuel tanks could be running a little bit on the lower side. As watch
I need a double-sided hat that I can just spin around all the time. So Thompson gets back on lead lap. Assuming Christina's saving fuel.
I would assume. Because even though we have 8 to go, it's been a lot of pace laps that haven't counted.
So here's how things are going to end up running. Christina Ryan, Emily Howe, Caitlin Height, Jeremy Breo, Lilac Sear will make up the top 5. Cassandra Winkelbauer will be in 6th. Then it's Gaiman, Catania, Pinnell, Pelletier, Sharp, rounding out the top 11.
Looking at last pit stop windows as well, just worth noting, out of the top 5, Emily Howe pitted on lap 30, obviously the mandatory break, but everyone else around her pitted on lap 36 for Christina Ryan and 38 for the rest of the top 5. So
Howe off-spun 38 for fuel. According to my data.
I don't know. I'm just looking at the right with the placement, the pit lap time, so it's going to be quite interesting to note here. As laps tick on, there's concerns the fuel. Well, it should at least be worth noting if Ryan's saving fuel, but how pitted earlier than her is not saving as much aggressively, so interesting to note. So lights out on the pace car here. We'll be going green this time by. As are probably the previous 2 restarts we saw, the 83, then Christina Ryan get the good jump, and then...
We're doing single file?
Oh, we're going to single file, actually, so...
That's new.
Should have done that about 52 laps ago.
So a bit of a change of plans here. We'll be doing single file restarts.
We're within
Like
10 laps to go.
Yeah.
That's why it's within 10 laps to go. This is the old... These are old rules. This is what that is. Old rules here. 10 laps to go, single file restarts.
So the driver's having a bit of confusion about why it's single file, but it's single file no less. It's going to make the job of the leaders a bit easier, at least off the start. Allow that prismatic train to continue rolling. Pace car going to pull on in on Ryan's control. Green flag away in the air, and away we go. With 8 laps remaining. And you can already see a big scramble for the bottom here. Big checkup in the back, as you can see. It's going to cause a little bit of separation here. As actually we're under a caution. So that checkup is the cause of the caution.
Yeah, because people check up in front. You gotta prepare for it and use your brakes.
When the checkup happens, 7 cars in front of you, it's kind of hard to use the brake. I need a black clear for unsafe pit road entrance.
Hollering and screaming on iRacing comms doesn't change anything.
I'm gonna get a black flag kick. Carl's not passing me, and I have to.
Take a look back at the replay. Reason of the caution was Pelletier Sharp with the checkup being turned around, coming to the start-finish line, and a few other cars, including the 52 and the 66 Selena Thompson as well. Both involved, and that will bring us our next caution of the night.
Out here just having a good time.
Again, even though we are entering the scuff territory, we, again, thank for everyone that is currently watching the 100th in-house race here on ABN with the 2023 ABN Open Shootout. Thank you for sticking along here, and hopefully we can provide you a great finish here. 7 to go. We'll have another single-file restart with the rules in check. Well, a fuel question still possibly plaguing the top half of the field. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out.
We're running out of time. Can we start shortening them?
I'm not even cut.
I need a black clear. Passing under the yellow.
I'll also say is that everyone in the chat, make sure you tip your hat to Carmen, because she is doing a lot behind the scenes and a lot on the front to get this thing operating as smoothly as she can. So hat tip to her.
That can include a few patches for that list.
I'm going as fast as I possibly can, guys. I'm trying to save fuel too. Sorry.
Can't fuel. Then we need to pass.
Well, if we would stop wrecking right fucking in front of the pace car, it wouldn't take us a whole lap to come catch it, so. Yeah, I mean, people need to know how to check up when they keep out checking up.
Language, guys. Come on. There's kids watching. There's kids driving as well.
Of course, it's going to the blue car.
So pace car lights are out here with 7 to go.
You can't see the car in front of you. You can't see that stack up.
Tempers are been in the flare a little bit, but kind of expected when you always plate race.
I just got the wave around and everybody's double five.
Reset in the field one more time. It's going to be Christina, similar to what we saw in the previous restart. It's going to be Christina Ryan, Emily Howe, Caitlin Height, Jeremy Breo, Lilac Zaire, your top 5, with Cassandra Winkelbauer, Joshua Gaiman, Tristan Catania, Ryan Pennell, and Emma Kruger.
Oh yeah, I think we're running on time right now. We have 8 minutes left.
And we also have a bit of concern here with time limit, as we only have 8 minutes left in the session, so this is going to be a quite interesting finish.
I thought we run it green to the end.
As they're probably just going to have to go green in the end.
Just turn off caution.
What is that gap between the first and second?
So pace car going to take the hard right here. With rain looming or a time limit looming. We'll see how this finishes. Green flag in the air, and away we go. Ryan, Howe, they're all going to jump to the bottom. Breo going to stay high here. Seeing some chaos up front. They need black clears, by the way. As we're seeing it through 3 and 4 here. As we're racing towards the finish and the clock. Can anyone break up this top 3? Brayo charging on that high groove. Damon in tow, but just side by side with 83, cannot get just enough close enough. And that's going to be a caution. Looks like it's the 25 possibly involved. Ruby Acosta's, I think, also involved as well. Take a look here, and you can already just see the middle of the chaos here.
And that's just a bad bump.
Yeah, bad bump gone bad.
Off the nose of Selena Thompson. Second time we've seen that.
Mm-hmm. So there's a good chance this may end under caution here. As we're looking at time remaining in session, we're currently at 1:38 with an official time running of 1:40. I'm going to see how this gets played here. This may be the running order, or the finishing order, I should say.
It very well may be. You know, a 60-lap race. We had 100 minutes on the clock. I prefaced this at the beginning of the show. We have 60 laps, but how long it takes is on the drivers. So,
as looking at pace times and lap times, we will not be going back green. So this will be most likely the finishing order we're watching currently on the screen. Some drivers asking for shortening, other drivers asking for other things. But even if we shorten it, there's
Yellow. I thought the race today was great.
One to go. Exits in the pits now. Had a chance anyway.
And with the clock ticking down.
yep, this will be the end of the race.
All right. So Christina Ryan made the moves count when she needed to, and she will come off 3 and 4. And she will end up winning under caution the 2023 ABN Open Shootout, with Emily Howe coming in second and Caitlin Height rounding out your top 3, with Jeremy Brayo and Joshua Gaiman rounding out the top 5.
I don't believe that's the end of the race.
We hit clock limits. That's why I thought we were at the end. I even heard him saying 1 to go.
So here's what I think's going on. So,
all right,
iRacing saying 140. Actual race timer saying 1:38.
Okay. All right. So we're probably going to get one more attempt at this. So retcon what I said.
Do we get one or two things back lap?
Even when they... I'll have to wait and see this.
Yeah, the white flag will come out, so we're probably going to have one lap here. It's probably going to be what happens.
Okay.
A lot to dissect from this one.
Yeah.
Stage 1 and Stage 2 went beautifully.
Stage 3 just got very muddy.
One minute left on the clock now. 1:39.
Yep.
So
And
we've run 99 minutes. We're in the 100 minute now, which means theoretically we are coming to a one-lap shootout.
Yep. Maybe two, because it's late times. We'll have to wait and see, but here we go. Last restart of the night.
And it will be chaos.
Breo instantly jumps to the low side. Caitlin Height going to try to run the high side here.
Caitlin Height didn't have a choice.
Nope. Breo forced the hand.
We'll pull the time on the board.
Breo back to the high side. Going to use that momentum.
There is next to no time left.
There goes Height. Going to try to make 3 wide. Not what Breo needed. Breo's going to get
crash in the
second
background.
here.
There was no caution. This is the white flag. We are coming to the checker.
Multiple cars right in the back there. It's going to be 3 cars to the finish. Ryan going to try to defend here. 3 cars to the line. It's going to be Christina Ryan holding on. With Emily Howe finishing second and Joshua Gaiman rounding out your top 3. Christina Ryan, even though I called it prematurely, still gets the win and will win the 2023 Open Shootout. A lot of chaos at the end. Multiple cars fighting for what they could get.
What was a phenomenal start. It has a slightly sour finish.
Yep.
But Christina Ryan, another race win. The 100th race in ABN.
Some drivers happy for the experience, others tempers flaring, but that's not going to change much as 2 cars that were dominating up all night. Prismatic machinery. And they are going to burn it down here. But Christina Ryan, your winner. Now the question is, can she repeat this feat in 2 weeks? Dual burnouts against the wall there.
To everyone tuning in, appreciate the raid from Aerotech. Just on cue, Christina Ryan, the Open Shootout winner. 100th race in ABN.
Whew.
It was a messy one at the end there, but Christina Ryan and Emily Howe fuel saving to go all the way through. Race winner. We'll hear from both of them here in a couple minutes. But for everyone that's tuning in, that's joining us in from Aerotech's stream, we appreciate you. Thank you all so much. It was a big celebration. There's Christina Ryan and Emily Howe celebrating here. Christina wins the 100th race in ABN. It was a wild one.
And also, do not go anywhere. We do got some interviews we're going to get scheduled in.
Yes, we do. We're going to start while we watch Christina Ryan and Emily Howe. We're going to talk to Lily Peltier, Sharp, 5th place finisher tonight. Actually, give me a second. Josh Gaiman accidentally joined. Give me a second. Lily Peltier, Sharp. We'll talk to her. Lily, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. I have a copy.
Alrighty. Obviously, crazy race, crazy start of the ABN AdminBoxx Cup Series season, but a 5th place finish to start. Obviously, walked through, obviously, stage 1 and 2, obviously a completely different experience. And obviously, stage 3, managed to survive the chaos. Kind of walk through your perspective of that stage 3.
I wouldn't say really survived the chaos, got involved in 2 of the biggest wrecks that entire race. Just lucky the car wasn't wrecked beyond repair. Then I guess on that last lap, the seas just parted, but there was just a lot of over-aggressiveness I felt from a lot of the field, which just contributed to a lot of the wrecks. But to survive it, I mean, I'm not sure if I'm cursed now going into the season opener or not.
Obviously, everyone learned a lot tonight going into what will be a wild 2 weeks. The duels next week, and then obviously the 300 at the beginning of May. What did you learn tonight that you're going to be able to take into the duels? Because there are points in the duels next week. What are you going to be able to take to try to maximize the amount of points on offer at Daytona these next 2 weeks?
Patience, just a lot of patience. You can't go for really any moves that are too big or just too close to other cars, because you can't bump draft. You just lift the rears off the car. That's going to cause a huge wreck. So it's just keeping calm, patient in large packs.
Obviously, top 5 finish tonight in the 100th race. Obviously, you're a race winner here in ABN, a part of that 100 race, part of the statistics here in ABN. Before we let you go and let you kind of debrief with your team to kind of see what you can do to improve for next Wednesday, if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, the floor is yours.
Just the entirety of Gear Cats, Emma, Chris, Selena, just all of us trying our best and hardest to, you know, work out, make sure these races go well, try and do the best we can. Lilac as well, just pretty much everyone who's been here racing as well. Just you said it's the 100th race, so can't have done it without everyone racing. So just thanks for the community. I mean, that's all I can say.
Well, Lily, obviously, we'll let you rejoin your team here and let you get ready for next Wednesday. Obviously, a lot coming up this next coming week, so we'll be keep an eye on it.
I'll see.
That was Lily Peltier Sharp, 5th place finisher here this evening. Next up on the list, Ryan Pinnell, Mr. 450 in ARCS, starts off the stock car side of ABN with a P4 here tonight in the shootout. Ryan, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, Ryan. Obviously a wild one this evening. A tale of two halves between the first half of this race and the second half, but P4 going into the start of a new season. Got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, for sure. It was a tough race. I mean, we were up front pretty much all night until that second stage. We had to pit and we had to fix a little bit of damage we had. So just took the advantage of just going ahead and sitting there and, you know, fixing everything that we had. And then, you know, we're kind of back in the back and then missed another wreck, and was a little worried about fuel, so came in and topped off one more time, and then I knew from that point on I was staying out, unless I needed to take my fast repair, which luckily I didn't. And then coming off 4, I knew that they were 3-4 wide in front of me, so I literally was expecting them to wreck, and as soon as they did, I just went low, missed the pit road entrance, so I didn't get a black flag, and came back on the track and came home in 4th. So I love super speedways. I mean, it's a lot of people think it's easy, but there's definitely a lot of talent. So to come home in 4th with 33 cars on the track, that's a huge accomplishment. So hopefully we can do the same thing next week in the duels, and try and get this 12 car in victory lane for the first points paying race at Daytona. But yeah, I'm super excited.
Obviously, a lot going on. Obviously, Sundays we get to see you in the A-Square Cup Series. Obviously, a really good season for you going over there on top of what's about to start here. Obviously, before we let you go, one last question. Obviously, you look at where ARX is going right now, going to Dover this weekend. How do you juggle going back and forth? Because now ARX is going away from the super speedways, whereas ABN is going to be at the super speedways for a little bit. How do you balance adjusting to that now week in, week out?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you just have to do a lot of practice. And, you go from one car, physics to another car. It is tough. I mean, you just have to, run a lot of practice. And, luckily I've had the ability to be able to have some extra free time and really start practicing more than I used to, a year ago. And then, of course, had internet issues a year ago as well. So, now that the internet's kind of situated and I'm able to practice a little bit more, I really feel like I'm, performing a little bit better on the track. And, it's starting to show with these, top 5 finishes. It seems like night after night, getting these top 5 finishes. So, yeah, I mean, tomorrow I'll jump right back into the next gen cup car and start practicing for Dover. And then, Saturday night we'll have to jump in the truck, and then Sunday we'll jump back into the next gen car. So it's a kind of a vicious cycle, but I love racing. I mean, that's what that's the one thing that helps me. Kind of any negative things in my brain when I'm racing, they all go away. So it's I love racing, and I love all these communities that we've built. It means a lot to me, to be able to race with 32 other drivers out here and put on a show for everybody. I'm, glad to be a part of it, and hopefully we can see this 12 car up front for the rest of the season.
Well, before I let you go, Ryan, and let you kind of go and get ready for the weekend ahead, and obviously next Wednesday with the duels, if there's anyone to shout and say thank you to, Ryan, the floor is yours. You celebrated 450 starts in ARX, and you came over and celebrated our 100th race tonight, so we appreciate you. But does anyone want to shout out Ryan? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to obviously Kevin Feemster, did my paint and does most of my paints for A Squared and Saturday Night Showdown, as well as TNT. So shout out to him. Shout out to you and Kevin. I also broadcast on Fridays and Saturdays. I know how tough it is. So, I really do appreciate y'all. It is not an easy task by no means. So shout out to y'all, especially, you having to not only broadcast, but also, clear black flags and, call cautions when they had to be called. I mean, that is something I would not wish on my worst enemy. So good job to you for doing that. I know it's tough. And yeah, we'll just gather it back up. We'll try and go run our 400. I think I'm at like 455 starts now in ARC. So we're just going to keep racking them up. Start races and try and finish well. And then really excited for this season. And y'all have done a lot of stuff that I'm not comfortable with the with the Indy stuff and the GT stuff. This is something that's a little more in my wheelhouse. So I'm super excited for the season to come.
Well, Ryan, we're glad that you're with us. We're glad you're along for the ride. Again, celebrate the 4th place finish tonight. Largest field in ABN history, and you're in the top 5 tonight. It's obviously a good omen for what's to come. So, Ryan, enjoy it, celebrate it, and we'll be seeing you on Saturday for Saturday Night Showdown.
Thank y'all.
That was Ryan Pinnell, 4th place finisher, and now we're going to work into the podium. As we mentioned earlier, for those that are tuning in and staying with us, we're talking to all the top 5 tonight since this was supposed to be a shorter race, and it still was a shorter race. It was time, it just time limited out. But now we're going to talk to the podium finisher. We're going to talk to Josh Gaiman, 3rd place finisher here tonight. Hear what he has to say about how this race went down, and obviously his efforts to try to win this race. Josh, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Tail of 2 halves, but a 3rd place finish nonetheless. That 61 car for Stepping Stone Motorsports, still at the front of the field on our race 100. Obviously walked through the first half of the race. Obviously, it seemed everything was going well, and then walked through kind of what went wrong in the second half.
Yeah, it just seemed like a lot of people were getting a little antsy. The one caution was just a really bad checkup, and everyone kind of stacked into it. And, you know, as people trying to push a little too hard, and I mean, the second you get to somebody's bumper, you got to just dump the throttle pretty much, and usually they fall off your nose and get a big run, and then you run back at it. But yeah, it was just a little bit of impatience here and there, and you know, people just, I think, not being comfortable running 3 wide in other cases. These cars are a hell of a lot skinnier than the new cars, and there's a good bit more room. You can definitely make it work. It's not too bad, but yeah, I think it was just a good bit of inexperience with the car.
Obviously, this was on a smoother track surface. The next 2 weeks will not be as smooth. It'll be on older Daytona, where the car will move around a lot more. Obviously, what are you expecting? Obviously, from the duels next Wednesday, smaller field by technicality. But what are you expecting from the duels next Wednesday as everyone starts to battle for their starting spots?
Well, what I expect is that people will maybe chill out a little bit because of how the 3rd stage went here. They know how bad it can get. But what actually happens might be a little different with everyone actually, you know, racing for something. And this just kind of being for fun, you know, and bragging rights and all that. I think once you put a goal in front of people, they were going to push a lot more. And hopefully cooler heads prevail next week, but I don't know, we'll see.
Obviously, a wild night. Stepping Stone Motorsports had a lot of cars. Obviously, James Wright, the team owner, was involved tonight. Didn't get to see the race through to the finish, but was able to take part tonight. Good effort for the team. But before we let you go and let you kind of celebrate your 3rd place, and obviously we got a huge weekend ahead for you with SNS and A Squared and then HTL next Monday at Talladega. If there's anyone to shout and say thank you to, Josh, the floor is yours. That number 61 looked really good in that Gen 4, but the floor is yours.
Yeah, I will say that Chrissy is technically under SSM banner for this series, so we got to win tonight.
She needs the Ford.
Yeah. Hell, I didn't even have headlights on for the first half of the race. But you know, I'll definitely shout out everybody at the Stepping Stone, because you know, tonight we didn't have the whole group in the chat, which is absolutely fine. But the people we had in there were all trying to work together and just see what we could do. It was a bit of a cluster there for a while, so we were just like, you know, every man for himself and try to get where he can. But yeah, just shout out my partners, 213 Simware, McConey Setup Shop, W Energy. You know, those 3 have been good on the car for, you know, almost a year and a half, 2 years for some of them. You know, shout out, you know, you for putting together this whole series, and the car counts are looking like they're going to be pretty nuts for the entire season. So you know, it should be pretty
52
fun.
Cars, yeah. Yeah, it's wild. But obviously, it's a lot of fun having you. We get to see you mostly on Tuesday nights. We get to see obviously Wednesday nights now, Saturday nights, Sunday nights, Monday nights. Obviously, I think we're going to be seeing you on some Thursday nights as well for Champ Car. So it's going to be a lot of fun seeing and on occasion getting my butt kicked by the 61. But Josh, again, podium finish is a podium finish. Put yourself in their position there at the end of the race. So enjoy it. Celebrate with the team. Obviously, see what you can learn to obviously help the team out and see if Stepping Stone can do even better than a technical first and a third tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a fun season. So, you know, we'll see what happens.
That was Josh Gaiman, third place finisher here this evening. And now it's time to talk to the top two. We'll talk to Emily Howe. First time we've interviewed her as a driver. We interviewed her as a crew chief. The first time as a driver for Emily Howe. We talked to Emily Howe on broadcast. Christina had just won the championship at Kansas in Champ Car competition, but now we get to talk to her as a driver. Second place tonight. Emily, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy.
Hello.
First time talking to you as a driver. Obviously, it's at Daytona. It's a race that for the first half looked phenomenal. Obviously, calamities ensued, but 83 for Prismatic Motorsports. Both Prismatic cars up into the top 10 most of the race tonight. Kind of just walk through your perspective of everything tonight, being up front and away from it all.
Yeah, I mean, we really didn't get back there in the thick of it much. I knew the track position was going to be important with the way the strap model is. You know, once the top five get side by side, it really just stagnates. So, was pretty surprised to see it single file out. I assumed coming into this it would be stuck 3x3 and just kind of riding in line, but we really had a chance to let handling kind of come in that first run and get side by side and kind of have it spread out and have different people up in the front. So, fun time back there. Great to push. Work with Caitlin, Christina, Cass, everyone up there. Great time tonight.
Obviously, a big night. First time we'd seen Christina back in the car, and obviously we saw the celebration you and Christina had there at the end. Obviously, this car, kind of the bread and butter. Obviously, we know your experience with Winstel. Obviously, we know that you're helping provide the setups here for the ABN Cup Series. Obviously, racing with this group, was it kind of as you were expecting it to kind of go, with people kind of learning things, or how did you kind of experience it on New Daytona? Obviously, this car is built for the old version.
Yeah, I mean, New Daytona is kind of more of a stagnant kind of event because you just don't have that handling and moving around in lane search that you do at old Daytona, but definitely good to shake the cobwebs off, let everyone get on track together, and, you know, very happy that this, you know, the setup wise, at least the racing was good. Glad to get that out of the gate and go well. But yeah, you know, glad to have Christina back for the first time in a couple months and work with all the manufacturer teammates up there. Toyota got a good win tonight.
Obviously, a big night for Prismatic. First time having Cassie on board in ABN as well. I think this is her official first start in ABN, and a good result. We're good showing. Obviously, with the duels next week, how are you kind of expecting to go? You were pole sitter tonight. Are you expecting to be able to kind of repeat that next week?
In theory, yeah. I mean, I got a new DD wheel in the off season, so that helps surprisingly well with plate qualifying. You wouldn't think it would, but it does quite a bit. So it'll be fun. Hopefully start up front for the duels and just kind of do what we did here. You know, obviously it's kind of luck of the draw with who gets into what duel, but try to find my teammates and manufacturer teammates and just kind of work together and control the race. You know, that's probably the best way to do it, and just try to maintain track position.
Well, obviously tonight, a good night, a good start. Second place finish, and the team looked really good doing it. Obviously, paint schemes by Judith Cooper, who was unfortunately not able to race tonight, but still put one of those cars on the podium. Before we let you go, obviously, your contribution to the series with the setups is absolutely, cannot say thank you enough, but if there's anyone you want to shout out and say thank you to, Emily, the floor is yours. Congratulations on it.
Thank you. Want to give a big shout out to everyone back at the shop. Put together a really nice car. Everyone works so well together in these cars. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Certifiably Diverse. I got a pan around the car here, do the Michael Waltrip bit. Kadon Computers, go for the Gap Co. The Agent Inc. Everyone that helps out here. All the contingency sponsors, all those guys. Motion E Podcast. Got to thank AdminBoxx for putting this series together, helping to get that together. Just thank you to everyone who showed up, everyone who watched. It's going to be a fun year.
Absolutely. I cannot agree anymore. Emily, obviously pole position in second place tonight. Can't wait to see that 83 again, challenge for pole position for the 300 next week.
Thank you.
That was Emily Howe, second place finisher here this evening. And it leaves us for the woman of the hour. It leaves us to our 2022 national champion and the winner of our 100th race, Christina Ryan. Oh, this is going to be a sweet one. Christina, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy.
Hi, can you hear me?
We got you loud and clear. Loud and clear. First race back in over a month. First time we've seen you on our screens in almost 6 weeks. And you come out, still recovering from an illness, and you win the 100th race. Obviously, the finish probably not the way you were expecting it to go, but a win's a win. How you feeling?
I've been feeling pretty good, actually. Yeah, sorry. This is the most I've probably talked in a week and a half, so... yeah, I don't know. We had a really good start, and I knew right off the bat we had a car that could win the race. We punched through the middle. We passed like 6 cars in a lap, basically, and slotted ourselves right in with the girls. And from there, was just doing good. Played the strategy, got burned on it, got stuck back with everybody in the back, got caught up in some stuff here and there. Had a really good wreck avoidance. This car's seen hell, man. I don't know what to say. It's a very special livery, obviously, and it's technically a Toyota, but it is part of. I think it's fitting, you know. It's like half prismatic, half stepping stone. I am under stepping stone for this series, so I'm glad to get a win for James. I'm glad to get them in victory lane, but also getting to work with the girls from Priz still and from Taylor Mills Racing. It's all great. So. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Carmen. This thing's got scars all over it. It's been beat all to hell, and that's still in victory lane. I think that's kind of fitting, honestly. So
absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. Obviously, like you look at just how everything's been for you these last 6 weeks, and how difficult it's been. How good does this moments like this feel? After obviously being so sick and being so ill so much this especially this past month, April has just not been it. How much does moments like these just being able to be back in the car, let alone being able to win, how much do these moments help you as far as just feeling better and just kind of regaining a little bit of that confidence that you had beforehand?
Yeah, it's a real thing. You know, it reminds me that I can still do what people pay me to do and what's gotten me here. It's been tough because you know, when you first get back on it after a really long time, it's not really a use it or lose it kind of thing, but everybody's getting used to it. We just had Talladega week, we just did Daytona stuff. I mean, everybody's always running these cars all the time, and I'm stuck in bed and stuck in the ER and stuff, so it sucks. You got to play catch up on everything, and then you know, I missed testing because I was sick, and I've been out of the booth, so I don't know about any of these new drivers. It's just like first day at school again, and just find your friends. So, but to go out and just perform really well and have some great teammates and some great friends behind me, that it really means a lot. Obviously, the message on this car really important to me, and you know, the 988. I'm so glad that we have a shorthand number now in the States for suicide hotline and prevention. It means a lot that we've started to move that direction and get some more footholds down to try to help people who need help. And yeah, I don't know. I just and then after it was over, checking in the stream and seeing that everybody was there too from Aero's stream that just rated, and I got a lot of people that were cheering me on over the last few weeks. I remember I got a picture of Aero's chat. Everybody was just trying to support me when I was in the ER, and it really meant a lot. And to go out and win on one of my favorite racetracks and one of my favorite cars, and in ABN, and be the 100th ABN race winner, all of it just makes perfect sense. That it just fits together, and to do it with the girls from my old team, and have my teammate for my new team shoved underneath my gas tank coming across the line. You know, I don't know if we get paid from James on this one, but if we do, that's going to help a lot too. And I'm racing for my freaking life out here, and I'm glad I can still. I guess I still got it. So yeah, it's. I don't even know what to say. Shout out to Dieselworks too. They've been really, really cool people, and they're on the side of that car as well. So I might not race this car again, since I think I have to go to Ford now. I didn't know that's how out of the loop I've been. That's how sick I've been. I didn't even know what manufacturer we were. So if this is a one and done car, it's a hell of a way to do it. So
Absolutely. Obviously, we can tell that you're still kind of recovering and getting over things, so we won't keep you talking too awful long. But
we gotta use it now. I think it's back finally. So.
Right. Obviously, we don't want to overuse it though. But if there's anyone in particular anyone else you want to shout out, obviously you went through the list there. But if there's anyone else in particular you want to shout out and say thank you to, the floor is yours. Again, congratulations. It's our 100th race, and what a special moment being able to win race 100. Congratulations on it. But if there's anyone else you want to add to the thank you list or the shout out in particular, the floor is yours. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much, Carmen and Kevin. I could hear both you were having fun up in the booth. I know it was a bit of a rough one towards the end, but it was fun for a bit. I had to make some big moves happen, so hopefully I gave you guys something to watch up there. But no, obviously, big shout out to Emily. Every time I get out there on the track with her, it's like Tony and Dale. You know, I don't even have to say anything. She doesn't have to say anything. We're always on the same wavelength, and it's just so nice to draft with her, do anything with her. It's just really nice, of course. And we're going to be roommates here in a little bit, which is going to be really exciting too. Obviously, Katie and Lilac and everybody, and just everybody there. You know, everybody at Prismatic. I know that I'm kind of like on a half on, half off tenure with them now, but to have spent as much time as I had and still be able to share those successes with them and do things with them really is important to me. It means a lot. And obviously to James too. He's been so supportive and has been so adamant to get me on board. And he's had to deal with a ghost for the last month or so. And I just kind of roll out here and put it in victory lane for him. So that's really cool. Obviously Arrow, my boyfriend, he's been he's been absolutely amazing the last little bit, and I don't know that I would have got back to this point if it wasn't for him. And obviously you and everybody else in that group, you know, if you know, you know. But damn, I'm gonna start crying. I don't know. It's just really cool. So yeah, thanks to Priz and everybody and everybody at Stepping Stone and everybody from Arrow's side. I've never felt like I've had so many fans in my whole freaking life. So yeah, it's really cool. And again, just shout out to the 988 number if anybody out there is just going through it, because I know a lot of people are. I mean, it's tough. So you know, it's never over. You can always put your foot down and give yourself a little extra time, and if you can get yourself to dial that number, I'm sure it could turn your life around. So, yeah, just shout out to everybody who watched, everybody who comes out and supports. Thanks for putting on the show. Obviously, it means a lot, and I feel like a big baby.
But, it's an emotional night. Don't ever apologize for being emotional. It's a big night for you. Obviously, a big night for us here on ABN, but soak it all in, Christina. Yeah. Obviously. Tonight's a big night. Obviously, it's been a long month for you, and I said this on Twitter. I'll say it again. We miss you. Hopefully, you get better soon, and you know you're welcome here whenever you're able to. Just keep on keeping on. We're always here for you.
I appreciate that a lot, hon. And I'll tell you what, I must be doing pretty good because this is my second Coke of the night, so I think I'm finally coming back. So
absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and yeah, shout out to Kevin too. You two did a great job tonight.
Absolutely, Christina, enjoy it. Obviously, we'll let you kind of get. Obviously, we'll let you join Aerotech here and let you unwind and relax. But enjoy the race win. Hopefully, we get to see you next week for the duels. But enjoy it, rest up, and hopefully, we get to see you in a lot better spirits here the next week.
Thanks, babes.
That was Christina Ryan, race winner tonight. Now I'm getting emotional. There's very few storybook endings. There's very few that feel good stories, and Christina's one of them. It's been a rough month for her. Obviously, she talked about her issues going through this. We're glad she's with us. We're glad she joined us tonight, and what a way to cap off the first 100 races. We'll get into the race results here in a moment, because 33 cars, there's a lot to break down. We kind of break down stuff here. here's what the race results looked like. Christina Ryan, technically a stepping stone driver again. All this stuff is incomplete. We'll have it fixed for the duels next Wednesday. But Christina Ryan for Stepping Stone Motorsports ahead of Emily Howe and Josh Gaiman rounds out the top 3. Ryan Pinnell, Lily Pelletier Sharp round out the top 5. We talked to both of them. We talked to all of our top 5. Blake Henderson, first stock car race in ABN. The HTL co-owner finished in 6th place. John Hagan finished 7th. 8th is Lilac Sear. Callie Bajent for Queen's Design finished 9th. Selena Thompson in 10th. Bobby Blowers, Jeremy Breo, Alfred Denny round out the top 13. Merrick Watchorn, David Wright, Stephen Oberstadt, Emma Kruger, Tristan Catania round out the top 18. Going a little bit further down the list, we'll go down the 28th here. 19th, Caitlin Height. 20th, Cassandra Winkelbauer. Chris Constantinus finishing 21st. Leah Noodle in 22nd. Bryce Saucier, 23rd. Ruby Acosta in 24th. Kevin Feemster, 25th. Nicholas Pressey, 26th. Taylor Mills, 27th. Zach McBride finishing 28th. Zach McBride did not take the checkered flag in this race. We begin our list of retirements here. Irish George, James Wright finishing in the top 30. Tommy Reynolds led laps early. Did not get to finish this race. Finished 19 laps away from the checkered flag. Is where he ended up in 31st. Matthew Curlin in 32nd. Toby Estes only making it to the halfway point in 33rd. There's a lot of action coming up over this next week, and we hope you all join us for it. Friday night, Twiggy iRacing Series from Watkins Glen. Saturday night, the start of the playoffs for the Saturday Night Showdown Series for ARCS is at Chicagoland. Sunday, ARCS A-Square Cup Series from Dover. And then Monday, the HTL Cup Series heads to Talladega. And obviously next Wednesday, come back here, 8 p.m., for the duels at Daytona for the ABN AdminBoxx Cup Series. On behalf of everyone here for ABN Studios, on behalf of my co-commentator Kevin Young, a big shout out and thank you to AdminBoxx, E83 Flying Machines, Agent Inc., HTL, Twiggy, ARCS, everyone that partners with us here on ABN. I'm Carmen Sienna. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun this week if we don't see you at some point this weekend. Nonetheless, we'll see you next week at Daytona. So long, everybody.